Do we need luck?
Good evening. Do you need luck? Well, we'll find out. Spoiler alert, guest. Good evening, it's Dailycast. So I'm Ed. Thanks everyone for joining this evening on what's going to be quite a busy evening. Threat Level Alpha. I'm joined by the Shadow Net. Let's get on with it straight away. Phil, Eric, hello.
Hello.
Good call putting the Threat Level Alpha up top there.
I have a question.
Go on, let's go.
What does like? I mean, I know what Threat Level Alpha like actually means, but what does Threat Level Alpha mean?
Are you asking me?
What, like,
I don't know how our show works. And Eric, you know this. You're just putting me on the spot. We come up with some dumb meme, and we run it into the ground until it's meaningless.
I want to know what like a Threat Level Beta is.
So, Algebraic in the chat, good evening. My mum's listening, so can you please ask the Shadow Net to behave?
No.
Apologies.
It's gonna get fucking wild. Like, buckle
Mrs.
in.
Algebraic. Ben, good evening. Goshi, good evening. Hi. And
Zoe's here.
Zoe's in the chat. Let's talk about music first. Obviously, this is a music stream. Zoe's band.
Did you guys hear that good fucking song at the end of the episode?
Man, I think I've discovered a whole new genre of music that I enjoy. I don't know what you call it. Is it like bluesgrass or probably
punk folk? I think
it is punk folk, right?
Bluegrass, I think, has
folk
a different audience.
It's got to be punk folk.
Oh, Zoe is correcting us. Folk-punk, not punk-folk.
Yes. So Threat Alpha is a US military thing. Thanks to this, they do Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. And Burrow Moore in the chat, half bottle of wine in. Very appropriate for this stream.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how are you both today? Keeping well over the other side of the Atlantic?
Yeah, it's thawing in. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Alberta. It's thawing in Manitoba.
Similarly here.
I'll be biking in like 2 weeks probably.
My kid's been biking all winter. Runs into me every time we go out because it's hilarious. So it's always biking weather here, Eric.
You let your kid bike in the winter?
He loves it. Yeah, you gotta burn that energy somehow.
You gotta like stop those behaviors young. Are you gonna let your kid be one of those weirdos who like has those big snow tire bikes and like bikes to work in like -30 weather? Is that the kind of
one of those? I'd rather he be one of those weirdos that does a podcast about dead card games.
You live in Alberta. He can't bike to work. He's got to drive a gas guzzling truck.
It could be both.
Yeah, it could be both.
So gents, before we derail, moving away from Netrunner too much, first question for the evening: who's Justin Trudeau going to pick to replace Julie Payette? Oh
my goodness! Do you know anything? Do you know anything about this whole story? This whole story, Ed?
I can give you and my audience. Good evening, Magna Antidote. Good evening, BMBM. A little framework for this story.
Please do.
Julie Payette, one of Trudeau's favourites back when he was hip and cool and didn't have a beard and he was chilled out, and things have turned as Trudeau grew a beard. And Julie Payette's had to resign. Am I right so far?
Basically, in Canada, we have our head of state is the Queen, right?
Yes.
We appoint a ceremonial role in Canada called the Governor General, and they act as the representative of the Queen on Canadian soil. But it's a ceremonial role. Like, I mean, they are sort of like just like doing community work and like representing the crown or whatever. So it's ceremonial totally.
They do nothing. I think in theory they can maybe affect some legislation, but they
don't though. They don't though. And so this Julie Payette was nominated as the Governor General,
She's an astronaut, by the way.
Like an astronaut.
It's pretty rad.
No way.
She was like pretty, I think, well liked in the sort of like liberal establishment.
She was like the hottest shit in the 90s.
And then it turned out that she's awful. She's every workplace review came out in January, and she was like awful at the Canadian Space Agency. She was awful at like Rideau Hall, which is her job. She was awful to staffers, harassed staffers. And like now we have to find a new governor general because she resigned. She resigned over this, so now we have to find a new governor general. I want Phil to be our new governor general.
Oh, that sounds like I love ceremonial roles. Like,
would you
just
be happy?
A useless fucking tit? Sign me up.
Would you be happy representing Queen Elizabeth in Canada?
I don't know much about.
Fuck the Queen. I mean, like, I have like a very like anti.
Eric, don't put words in my mouth here. Look, I know I've seen a chart of the Corgi lineage, so I got that working for me.
Yeah,
I live in Canada. I think that's qualification. You just want to get rid of this position, Eric?
Yes, well, like they should, because it costs like the governor general is a salaried position using taxpayer dollars.
Okay, normally I'd agree with you, but if those taxpayer dollars are coming,
I was going to me. Yeah.
That's how it works.
I want the Weeknd to be the governor general. That's my other pick.
Would be a hot
choice. Is
choice.
that a single person?
Yeah. Oh my God, Phil! Don't call me that. Phil, don't.
Come on, Phil.
You know who the Weeknd is.
Literally, do not know the Weeknd.
How do you not know? The Weeknd is a Canadian cultural icon.
I've heard a Weeknd song. Probably. What is it called? What does it sound like? I don't know.
It's like hip hop. It's like hip hop.
Yeah.
Well, it's like hip hop pop. I also feel sorry for anyone who tuned into the stream expecting us to talk about Net9pm.
For the second time today, that we're just dragging them along. They think there's scoops here, but no, in an hour they'll be around.
We'll get there eventually. Thanks, Sanjay, for joining. You haven't missed Canadian Politics Corner. There's part B coming.
Oh shit! Deadstock. Yes, Nardwar for Governor General.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I want Nardwar is a Canadian icon. What about Michael Bublé?
Ed, are you aware of Nardwar, the human serviette?
I've never heard of Nardwar. No, tell me more. The human serviette. Wait, what?
Yeah, something to look up later for you. I don't know if we could go into Nardwar.
After hours though, like turn the lights off.
Is this definitely something I wouldn't Stimbot search in Slack right now?
No, you can Stimbot. I mean, the Stimbot, Stimbot searching is like a Jesus take the wheels moment. You gotta make your peace.
Own up to it, yeah.
How brave are we feeling?
Put a spicy one in there.
Okay.
I want a full the human serviette has to be in there.
Yeah, it's just a full term. Let's see what it brings up here.
Am I about to get banned from Slack?
Did someone throw memes in there yet?
Am I about to get banned from Slack?
No, absolutely not. First off, they don't ban people. That's a lie. Don't worry about it. Secondly, I've never been banned from Slack. Okay, secondly, wow.
Oh, there it is.
You got image coming. Hey! The human serviette.
That's not why. He does like interviews with rappers and hip hop, like musicians, but mostly like people in the hip hop rap community, and he's well known for giving excellent interviews that are well researched,
incredibly thorough, super deep cuts.
Right, he'll be like, "Oh, what? Like, your childhood friend, like, second cousin, you like hung out with them on the 1st of October, 1998, right?" The artist will be like, "Damn, you're right, I did."
And he'll be like, "Here's a plate, the same kind of plate your grandma's house had." And they'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Not Nardwar, man. Gonna be checking out.
Anyway, this is our next Governor General. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I would like. Yeah. This is just making me realize that thinking of Nardwar because Nardwar interviewed Jean Chrétien, former Canadian Prime Minister. I realize Ed probably has no idea about the Shawinigan handshake.
Oh, the Shawinigan. Ed, should we make Ed take the Shawinigan handshake quiz?
Let's go.
Oh my.
Let's go.
This
Shawinigan
is not good
handshake.
content. This is not good content.
The Shawinigan handshake.
Numbers are down.
Well, you can look up the Shawinigan handshake in your own spare time. It's a seminal moment in Canadian history. It's like the British North America Act, repatriating the Constitution, and the Shawinigan handshake are like the top 3 things in Canadian history.
Easily.
Okay. Wow.
Get Ed to do the hip flip, you cowards.
I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm gonna have to check this out.
You will have to. Should we?
Probably
should
not
we look at
now.
the mark?
Let's say hi to a few people in the chat. Let's say hi to Sad Slug. Get Patrick to do the quiz. Patrick's already got quite a lot on with the fanfic going. Solomir content.
Glad to hear it.
Great.
Glad to hear it.
Good evening, Toll, as well. Thanks for joining. Good evening, Ginevra. Good evening, Jen. Thanks everyone for coming along. Right, let's get to some scoops. If you haven't listened already, everyone. If you haven't listened already, if you haven't listened before, what are you doing? If you haven't listened already, good evening, Kisra. The Shadow Net. Would you like to introduce the probably generally speaking, to people who haven't listened before? Which is probably...
So, yeah, I can kind of explain the theme of the podcast. So, imagine you're super into baseball or something, and then you find a podcast about baseball, and you're like, oh, this will be great. I'll learn how the rules go. I'll learn how the teams go. Like, all these things, and then you listen to it, and it's not that at all. It's just a couple of goofs goofing off for an hour, and then you're left just with more questions than you have answers.
It is kind of like an off-season baseball podcast, but year-round.
Yeah.
That is actually like a good description of what we might be doing.
Through, I think, very little fault of our own due to the lack of actual Netrunner content. However, now that we have content, we can't break out of it. So I guess that's just our life now. That's our podcast.
I think it's like, I like to describe us as not about Netrunner, but about all the things that are like around, adjacent to Netrunner.
Kind of like fellow travelers. Fellow travelers to the Netrunner community.
Exactly. It's sort of like, hey, we're going to talk about, ban list decisions, tournaments, stuff that the community's doing. But actually, I actually don't, I don't want to actually talk about Netrunner. That's boring. But the stuff around Netrunner, we're like, think of it like a community roundup. Also, listen, that's maybe 50% of our content. The other 50% is like, we don't know what it's going to be until it happens. It's straight from mind to page.
Yeah, I've seen a show notes once before, and Bushi, thanks for rushing back. Mike, good evening as well. I've seen show notes before, and more of on the back of a cigarette than on the back of a cigarette packet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's informative.
Greg, good evening as well. But yeah, no. So scoops today. Obviously, Eric, you threw your sizable command around and got some good cards for Phil as a little present.
Yeah. I'm always wanting the scoops.
Yeah, and as a Shaper fan, what better than to have free Shaper cards?
A bunch of Shaper cards, exactly. Should I? Do you wanna look at them?
Well, we had Zoe on. Do we want to talk about Zoe very quickly?
Hell yeah, I want to talk about Zoe.
I'm sure I tried talking about Zoe at the start, and so and all of a sudden we were talking about Mr. Handkerchief Man.
The human serviette, please.
The human serviette. Yeah.
Zoe was on the podcast. She's interim lead dev, I think, because David is busy being married. If I remember, I think
that's the lore.
That's the lore currently. And so, yeah, she came on, talked about, you know, Nisei's design goals, the cards, stuff like that. It was great to have her on. She's great. She does good work. I end up working with her a lot because, like, most of the devs you know, talk to the playtesters a lot, so I get a chance to hang out with her often.
Yeah, what I actually particularly enjoyed from Zoe was the, as you called it, the Zoe lore, the gay Chanel. Is it true that you didn't know who Zoe Deschanel was?
That is true. But, like, I mean, to be fair, you have to understand, I don't watch... Like, Zoe Deschanel is in movies, right?
Yes, and New Girl, I think was the TV show.
Sure. I don't watch movies that were, like, before the year 2000, really. And my understanding is that is where a lot of Miss Deschanel's work happened.
Yeah.
So it's
that sounds incredibly false, but go on.
it's just it just seems to me that, like, you know, she's too old for me. I mean, she's 41. That's fucking ancient.
She's withering to dust. Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel, I have to say, was maybe one of my, like, late teenage crushes. So she's, what, 8 years older than me? So yeah, that's about right. Maybe early 20s. She's in 500 Days of Summer. She's a manic pixie girl, manic pixie dream girl. You know the type, like an Audrey Hepburn. Yeah, she looks good for 41. I don't disagree.
Shout outs to Dan.
I mean, she doesn't. I mean, she looked good. I actually don't. I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to spell the last name.
No one knows.
It's, I think it's the French spelling of Deschanel.
Deschanel.
Do you know what's actually the interesting thing about Zoe Deschanel? Her name is spelled with 2 O's.
It is.
Is that actually interesting? Let's look at some art. Let's look at some art.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Yeah.
New art, new cards. Click
yes,
on
please.
that. Show the people.
Oh wow! What have I just been sent?
New art.
Oh my,
Philippe.
oh my god.
I don't. How do I get this?
A lot of no. Open it. Open it. A lot of people in the community have seen the upcoming community event launching with Gateway.
Phil, it's not letting me open in Discord. I'm on streamer safe mode. All right.
Oh man.
We'll be brave.
What is this?
We're no longer on safe stream mode. It's okay. Just give me 10 seconds.
It's mega unsafe.
Oh, here we go. Thank you for the image. That would be much better.
There you go. Click on that. Technical difficulties. Sorry. Discord is balls. Let's just say it. No one likes it. Here we go. The follow-up to Turtleback Mountain. Maybe the novelization. I'm so hyped for this. Ed, Padraig, Anacro Mushroom.
I mean, there is something really beautiful about accessing someone's HQ through archives. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
On that topic.
Is this Omegaverse? No, we do not want to get sued.
Well, no, it could be Omegaverse. Wait, what's wrong?
There.
It's Omegaverse adjacent.
Exactly, and compatible with Omegaverse.
Yeah. It's compatible. It's legally distinct. New templates.
New everything.
Interesting.
I just want an update from you, Ed. How's this going? How's the authorship process on your /fic between Lou and Steve going?
So I've actually had some very exciting news as well. So a small scoop from me. Speaking to Dis earlier, Dis is now, the acting creative director, by the way, of Nisei, has confirmed, breaking news, this is now law. This is Nisei law. The romance, Sanjay's comic, if you haven't seen that yet, is now official Nisei law.
That shit is awesome.
That's cursed.
Man. It's cursed.
A little cursed.
What's cursed?
It's like, you know, it's like willing it's truly powerful to be able to will dream into reality. You know, it's a dangerous power.
I think the most important thing is Nisei realised what the community wanted. They knew that they didn't want strong cards for Anarch. They wanted slash fic between Loop and Steve Cambridge.
I mean, Phil, I don't want to have this discussion on air because it might be too spicy, but I'm going to need you to explain to me what slash fic is after the show's over, okay?
I think it's one of those things where you like go to work, you use the work computer, you put slash fic into Google, you open the first like 5 links, and then yeah, you'll be fine. You'll still have a job the next day. Don't worry about it.
So the slash actually just means m/m. That's all it is. It's just fanfic, man.
Just fanfic between 2 bros. Don't worry about it.
And
like, is it
so
like my
exciting.
like? Is it just like a gay version of 50 Shades of Grey? Is that what slash fic is? Or is it more complicated?
That would be one side of it. Yeah, but I think it's more finding out what happens behind the scenes with some of our favourite characters.
I think you're giving 50 Shades of Grey way too much credit here.
Have you read 50 Shades of Grey, Phil?
I haven't. I feel like we have it somewhere around the house.
It's poorly written, I'll tell you what. It's not good.
Yeah, unlike Sneak Door Beta, which is, I don't know what the literally awards are, but it's going to win a bunch.
Huge facts from the chat here. 50 Shades of Grey started as Twilight fanfic. Is that real?
Well, there you go.
Chat.
That seems real.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Possible.
Well, it's ShadowNet stance. It's real.
That's true. Oh, yeah, that's real. Wow. That is, yeah. Incredible news. Phil, thanks for that.
March 28th. Hell yeah.
March 28th. I am joined, confirmed today, by Mr. Dan B. Bushi on the 28th, and by June herself to judge this competition, of which there will be 2 entries, one by myself and one by Podrick.
Amazing.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Something really, I think everyone's looking forward to. I know I'll be doing a live reading of mine. Maybe just an snippet rather than the full thing. Currently on 30,000 words. I had a lot to talk about. So.
Holy shit. That's a lot of fucking.
Like,
there's a lot I need to get out on paper.
Loop is part wolf, right?
Loop is G-modded.
Genetically modified.
Yeah.
Like down there?
Everywhere.
Oh, everywhere. I see.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Unspecified where the modification stops.
So he's working with something extra. He's got a little extra in the tank.
It's entirely possible.
Okay, I'm excited. The sky's the limit.
I'm excited.
Are wolves particularly good at fucking?
Dude, have you never? I don't know what I was about to say. Dude, have you never seen a wolf have sex? But like, yeah, like absolutely. Think of how many wolves there are in the world.
A decreasing amount, as far as I understand.
Well, yeah, but that's not due to fucking wolf horniness. That has to do with a lack of bullets mostly.
Zoe in the chat with the best comment of the evening so far. I don't see why not. Really bringing it across the end of the verse.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you ever so much for that, Phil. That was an absolute delight.
You're very welcome. I'll post it around so everyone can enjoy later.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you've also posted me quiz was. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at that later. Maybe not on screen. Do you want some actual scoops?
Do we want to look at the artwork?
I think we should. I agree.
Oh man.
So we're starting off with Wildcat Strike.
The Wildcat Strike.
A lot of people didn't know what a wildcat strike was, which actually surprised me.
I certainly didn't.
Real talk.
Really? Not until we did the podcast?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's because I'm a fucking burning leftist that I actually knew what this it's because I studied political science and know what this term means. But yeah. These aren't as common nowadays because labor unions don't have any power in the West. Oh, what is a wildcat strike? A wildcat strike is when... So typically, for a strike to be held, a vote has to pass amongst union membership. A wildcat strike is held typically when a vote for a strike fails, but the union members decide to hold a strike anyway in defiance of union leadership. And traditionally this happens when there is a belief among union members that the union management or apparatus is basically captured by the interests of the business in question.
Yeah, Zoe explained it beautifully on our podcast. If you want to go listen to that,
it looks
how do you pronounce unionized?
Like unionized. You just said it.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I'm saying it correctly.
I think we all say it the same way, don't we? Yeah.
I thought this is going to be like someone from the UK being like unionized or whatever.
Or maybe it's unionized.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Shout out to Tolassin.
No.
Yeah. God damn it, my mind is blown.
Unionized.
But yeah, so that's basically what a wildcat strike is. And so this is Loop Loop here is holding a wildcat strike on Heinlein.
Definite alpha pose.
Yeah.
Work that into the slash fic.
There you go.
This is actually a two-piece. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. Oh, almost.
Oops, I can't beep it out now. Oh.
Yeah, I can't beat. Well, yeah, this is dangerous territory because normally when I scoop a card on the ShadowNet, we just fucking beep it out. But we're live, so I would say that there is another card in the set that is a part of this artwork.
I was gonna say, because if we go to the next picture, I was gonna say, look how closely cropped the art is. Like, that's a bold decision because the piece as a whole, I think, is freaking great, and they just use like a tiny little chunk of it on the actual card.
Interesting, isn't it? I suppose it's
again.
Mike said I can name drop it, and I actually do not believe him.
Oh, you can name drop it. See, when Mike says stuff, sometimes this, like, you know, gets a little bit. I
don't know if that's true. If it's actually true, I'll spoil the name because the name slaps. Like, it's a good name.
I definitely don't think you can spoil the name. I'm gonna veto that. Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm currently.
What do you think of Food Bank the card, Ed?
Food Bank. Yeah. Is great.
Oh, not Food Bank. Fucking Christ. Food Bank is the playtest name.
Oh, I thought we were doing that thing where we, you know, as playtesters, we know what the proper names of cards are, and then we have to relearn card names. So Food Bank.
Well, yeah.
I actually like the original artwork. It was a nice little house, and it said Food Bank on it, and it had a green door, and it was wonderful.
I think Wildcat Strike, I think, is a lot better name than Food Bank.
I think.
Are those playtester alts ever going to be released to the public?
Well,
that's a good question.
We're giving some of them away in the competition, Phil and Eric.
Gorgeous, gorgeous cards. I saw those.
We've got the IDs, the runner IDs, drawn by Ilk Swarben.
Those are really good.
They're really good, aren't they? Yeah.
The loop is a little cursed, but cursed in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and actually, it's so interesting how similar the final cards are to the work that Ilk Swarben did. Whether James was so that is the original loop card. Yeah, playtest art scoops, everyone.
I think I would say the playtest art is like 20%, good art, 20% cursed, and 60% puns based on the card name.
As it should be.
Clip art.
I will probably scoop we have playtest set for my champ card, which I think you've seen, Ed.
I have definitely seen it. Yeah.
I really, really like it. I will probably leak it once the card is live.
I think it's pretty important that card playtest art gets leaked, Eric. You spent a lot of time on it, I know. You're very excited about releasing it to the playtesters. I said,
I hit up Phil in the DMs and I was like, yo, I need playtest time.
Did Phil make it?
Yeah, Phil made it.
That's wild. I thought that was you.
You ever seen Eric draw anything? Come on.
Yeah, I know. I was excited. I feel a bit let down now, actually.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
Is this a good card? Is this a good card? Is this playable?
Like playable and like you're allowed to put in your deck.
Okay. This is a sure gamble stapled with a quality time.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
But it's a sure gamble that you play from 2 credits.
Like, I mean, let me break some huts. I don't know. I think it's fine. Like, it's just not going to be good. Like, first off, I think most of the time, if they're like if you're at like 10 credits for whatever, and you play this, you go down to 8, and they let you draw 4 cards or whatever. I think the corp is basically trolling. Like, I think the most of the time, like, cards are better than credits, straight up.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, when you look at this card, the amount of time situations in which they're going to give you the draw 4 and it's correct is low.
Yeah.
And then the second question is like how good is playing like an extra set of sure gambles and Anarch? I mean, I think it's going to depend on what the Anarch decks look like. I would be surprised if this found slots. I think the biggest problem actually is that, like, essentially one of the overarching factors that determines card playability is how playable is a card in like a diversity of spots. You want a card to be able to be played in like most situations. This is why like sure gamble is really good. For example, you play sure gamble in like a lot of different situations. It's pretty much always good. And why cards like emergency shutdown are bad because it's only good in like a unique situation.
Mm-hmm.
The food bank thing. Sorry, this is gonna be a painful scoop season. The Wildcat thing is, I think it's a lot worse than sure gamble because it's not good in an opening hand. The corp, assuming the opponent's good, is like there are going to be a lot of spots where like they're going to choose the option that's worst for you. Like, you're never going to play this. It's hard to play this and be like, I want the cards, they'll give you the credits, or you're like, I want the credits, they'll give you the cards, right? Like, you can't play this on 3. They'll let you draw 4 cards, and it sucks.
Sure.
So yeah, I think the big thing actually is that it's one influence.
Yeah.
I think it will be playable. It'll be splashed around a lot. I can see putting like this as a one of in Crim to try it out. I think this is probably going to go in a lot of the mini factions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems very good at them.
I don't think this is going to get played in Shaper for the reasons we're going to talk about, because I think the other Shaper cards in this set are good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's like experimented at a 1 or a 2 of an Anarch, and that's fine. But it's not like super good. I think it's like mediocre, probably.
Phil, what's your thoughts?
I think it's a sure gamble, stapled to a quality time, 10 out of 10. This is going to get played in every deck.
Okay, you do understand
I'm going to play it in every deck until I realize it's bad, and then I'll never play it again. But for now, 10 out of 10.
It's ore. You realize it's ore, right?
Eric, do you have any idea for how long I played Day Job? No, I realize it's ore.
Day Job is like 5. Like Day Job, Day Job is better than Wildcat Strike.
Okay.
Well, like, isn't okay? Do you think that's not true?
I think this gives you 4 credits for 1 click. A Day Job gives you 8 credits for 4 clicks. Clearly, Wildcat Strike wins here.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, but like,
checks out.
I cannot imagine that this is. I think I think it's complicated because there are certain decks that really want the Day Job effect more than the Wildcat Strike. I don't know. I just don't think. I think also like this is a big slots problem.
Yeah, like, I can see the slots problem, but money good, cards good.
Sure.
Card.
Sure.
I think it's an interesting card. I think it's an interesting card for a beginner set. I think people will use it. Whether it becomes a staple is unlikely, but I think it will see a considerable amount of play, at least on JNet Casual, at least at Thursday Night Netrunner and stuff. You know?
I think it's
JNet
good
Casual,
in startup. It's good in startup.
JNet Casual is where I get all my wins. So there you go.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
This art's very cool. I'm seeing all of these.
Oh, it's so good.
Time, so yeah.
Yeah, click on it.
This is one of the best art pieces in the set, in my personal opinion. Actually, that's not true. There's a lot of art that slaps, but like this is in the top 20% in my opinion. This is an insane piece of artwork, right?
This is so good. This is, you guys know Cat Shen. This is what I imagine they do all day.
Yeah.
In real life.
That's good.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's so cool. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on, but it's fucking awesome.
There's something creative going on. There's probably about 5 layers of depth in the picture. Because right at the front, you've got this. You're looking through a window that's got the Nisei logo on it. If you see just the right hand side, so you're looking into the Nisei headquarters. Yeah.
Nisei HQ is on the moon, and this set's on the moon. Connect the dots, sheeple.
Yeah.
I do really enjoy how much color Nisei's putting into their art. I don't know if that's a focus for them, but it's something I've noticed versus like the FFG ones. Is just like, FFG would have been like very gray with splashes of color here and there, but they're very focused on like, I don't know, just giving you a beautiful picture like this.
It's certainly less noir, isn't it? It's got more of a, without getting too geeky and comic booky, it's more Transmetropolitan, if you haven't read it.
Yeah!
One of my favourite comics of all time. And it's certainly got that very vibrant, garish, like neon kind of feel to it that I absolutely love. I think it's wild. I think this is really cool.
Good,
who's the artist?
Good POC representation too.
Good PLC representation.
POC, person called.
Oh yeah. Chaos of 99. If you haven't read Transmet before Transmetropolitan, check it out. Man vs. Trees. Good evening. I haven't read Transmet for quite a while. Pick it up used. Yeah, someone said that to me recently. The author's a bit of a creep. Don't give them money. I haven't looked into that yet, but
you can find it online for free. Or so inclined.
For sure.
Look at this. It's another hedge fund for my deck.
Look, as far as
This
I'm
is very
concerned,
good.
this card is
Or
too
sure,
good to be Shaper.
Sure.
It's too good to be Shaper. All right.
So I got my I got my Sure Gambles in my deck. I got my Wildcat Strikes, aka Sure Gambles 4 through 6. Now I got my Creative Commission, Sure Gamble 7 through 9. How am I gonna lose?
I would say that Sure Gamble goes down in value the more you play them.
Well, I'm just gonna be sitting on so many credits, and then we'll see who's laughing, Eric.
Yep, you're right. You just gotta break Anchor and Slot Machine twice, and you lose all your money. I think this card's obviously quite good. The playing at the end of your turn. Okay, so like if you're playing this not at the end of your turn, this card's not that great, in my opinion. But I think playing at the end of your turn is not hard, specifically because the Shaper game plan kind of wants to like take power turns and setup turns. This is fine to play in a setup turns. I know Greg. This is one of like Greg's designs. Mm-hmm. He's very proud of it, and I think it's excellent. I think it's very, very good. I think we've lost Phil.
I heard maybe Estelle Moon in the background.
Oh, we have Phil back.
Oh, sorry, there's a baby situation in here, so you guys keep going.
Yeah, cool.
I just think that playing this last click is not bad, and I think that being able to play it from one is big because you can go like install daily casts, like install another card, click for credit, play creative commission, or just like there's a lot of like opening hands where you want to like sort of set up, and then you can play the creative commission to get that boosted up. I think it's really good, and I think yeah, I think it's really, really cool. It enables it rewards people who plan out their turns. Like you plan out all 4 clicks, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go bingo, bingo, and then end with the creative commission, and that's a really cool play pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I think it's great. Gene making an interesting point that Shaper was the only faction in Gateway looked at and said the only note was ship it. Oh, Shaper cards are really good.
I tested a lot of Shaper consoles. I don't know about that statement. We tested a lot of Shaper consoles, dude.
we might have gone through a few.
Yeah, just a few.
There were some quite busted versions. It's like people want good Shaper cards or something. I don't know where it comes from.
I think yeah.
Interesting question from Baram Wu. Can we play this alongside Temple of the Liberated Mind?
I don't know what Temple of the Liberated Mind is.
No one knows what that card does. Come on.
Someone look it up for me, please.
I'm Googling it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. NetDB is down. Oh, is it? No, it's not. 1 second.
Sanjay's saying it should work.
Yeah. I got you.
I agree with Sanjay on this.
Okay.
Amazing judge. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
2 cost, unique, Shaper resource, Temple of the Liberated Mind. Subtypes, location, and Ritzy. Click. Place a power counter on Temple of the Liberated Mind. As a bold paid ability, you can spend a hosted power counter to gain a click. Use this ability only on your turn, only once per turn.
It's okay, yeah.
But how does this work?
So you use up your clicks quicker so that you can get your creative commission out quicker.
And then you can get your clicks later? Yeah.
If you only got 3 clicks on your turn, you don't have to... only a third of your clicks are playing creative commission rather than quarter. Do you see?
But what if we spent the... Okay, I mean, yes, but also we could just spend the click we would have on Liberated Mind on installing a daily cast or something, or progressing in the board state, or drawing a card, or making a run.
A classic Shaper conundrum, trying to make the bad cards work with the less bad cards.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that you click this and then play this, and you get the click back. Oh,
that's quite clever.
Well, I mean, see you, world champion 2022.
As if
that works. Yeah. I have never. No one ever play tested that, so maybe it's busted.
Yeah. Bar and Wu, one of the most
we'll
creative deck builders out there. Giles, good morning as well.
Bar and Wu was a crusher for the throwback event. I don't know if you saw this. They did They did a throwback deck every single day, Ed.
Every single day, yeah. No, they're a metamate of mine, just down the road.
Oh, I didn't know they're from the UK.
Yeah, just from Bristol. And a sommelier as well, so in the same industry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hence being a half bottle of wine down, just doing his job.
Doing his job.
It's the equivalent of play testing, but for work, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've actually never had wine before.
God damn.
Okay.
No one's falling for that.
I'm not. It's true.
Go out and get some wine. It's
Listen,
okay.
It's very rare I get invited onto other Netrunner media. We gotta run the whole gambit,
We gotta get all the memes out there.
We gotta get all the memes out there.
Oh, right. Next one. I didn't know Brian Cronin got a champion card.
Yeah,
I hope they comment on it.
This is like a cool concept.
Some discussion this morning has made me realize something. This is not only mechanically, but in theme, Quality Time 2.0. A lovely young couple just ignoring each other, having a great time.
Yeah. I like this artwork a lot.
It's a very different feel, isn't it? It's got like a kind of hand-drawn crayon.
Yeah, I like the art style for it a lot. You can see it especially in the way she's drawn her hair, like the strokes of the brush. Almost, it feels like it's not painted. I don't know. I actually don't know what. I'd be curious to see how they did this. It's probably all done digitally, but it does sort of have this sort of painted feel to it almost.
Yeah.
What's the medium?
I have a question for you. You're both art critics.
Yes.
What's going on in this bottom right corner? There's like a blob of tan. Is that
because that is not going to be in the final artwork, so they didn't paint it.
What it is that someone with this is a vacation picture, and it's awkward, and someone put their finger over the lens a little bit.
Absolutely, it's the photographer's finger, I think.
I think that's what it is.
It's deep. It's deep lore.
Which is, I don't know who commissioned this. It was probably Krambler. Why? What the fuck? Is that genius or is it terrible? It kind of looks bad, but it's kind of fun. I don't know. I'm very torn on it.
I quite like it. I quite like.
Oh yeah, the mats are hovering. Yeah, you never been on a hover mat? You know.
You only have
the mats are hovering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
I think it's beautiful.
Good art.
Drago, good evening as well, and Spray Biz, good evening. The art's great, and
that is one hell of a straw.
Even in the final picture, you can still see that little thumb just going across the camera.
They kept it, yeah. So it must have been intentional.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
It's Ben Giletti again. There's some great artwork through the set so far. VRcation.
Great work, man.
VRcation, it's diesel, but it costs more.
I mean, that's not even a true description of this card, but I appreciate the effort.
It costs more, but it also gives you one extra card, so maybe it's worth it.
What's
that's
more
good.
important?
I'll play it.
So VRcation, you lose a click and you spend an extra credit for a card. So is a card worth a click and a credit?
No.
Depends.
Well, it's just not. Like, we just know it's not because you could have just spent the click to draw that extra card and like saved yourself credit.
Depends when. I think. Look, if that extra click and that extra credit gives me stim hack, worth it. Is it going to? No, because they just banned it, so not worth it. But it could have.
It's nice. One of the nice things is, like, you know, if someone gives you a take, it's hard to evaluate all the takes equally. You got to figure out a way to sort the real takes from the Joker takes, right? Yeah. Anyone who says to me that this is as good as Inject is immediately put in the Joker box and will not be, you know, no more further consideration, because this is not Inject. This is not Inject.
Do you think once the bin breakers are banned in the next standard ban list, this will overtake Inject as the best draw card ever in the history of Netrunner?
I don't think this draw card's good.
I think it's all right.
I think it's fine.
Like, okay, I think it's like the problem is like, drawing 4 cards on the last click is worse than gaining 4 credits on the last click.
Sure.
I think the takeaway from VRcation and Creative Commission is actually that they are like sort of bedrock foundational cards. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, now you can conceptualize a Shaper Econ package that is like not that is not based around Proco Pawn Shop.
Yeah.
You might run like Rozeki, you know, Daily Cash, Sure Gamble, Creative Commission, VR-cation, Diesel, Deuces, maybe a Turtle. I think a lot of the, you know, like this card is not going to go in every shape of deck, but I think there are going to be some shape of decks that really want it.
Yeah.
My feeling about both these cards is that they're very like adequate hole fillers. Like if you're missing draw, put a couple of these in. It's not the best thing, but it's not horrible.
But I think it's like, in some sense, it's like what makes factions work. Have I spoiled the card? Oh no. I think what makes factions work is unsexy econ cards. Like that's just the truth. Like the reason you can pay for busted effects, is just to like is to like, you know, what's it called? Is to like have just like workhorse econ cards like Creative Commission, VR-cation.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think this card is not going to go in every shape of deck, but I think it's going to hit a lot of them, and it's going to be very satisfying, and it allows you to deck build and feel good about it in a way that isn't just pawn shop. I mean, I think this card's good in pawn shop, but I think like we spoiled pawn shops in. Please tell me System Update has been spoiled.
Yeah, it has.
No,
it has.
Eric.
Okay,
No, you're going to jail.
Fuck you, Phil. The thing about pawn shop is like you know, I think it's nice because this card can go pawn shop, but you don't necessarily have to play pawn shop. Yeah, it's a good card.
I've got a few. I've got a few more
fine.
things. I've got a few more things to say on VR-cation. Edge Break in the chat saying, "Thank goodness System Update saved Beach Party for thematic reasons as well as for play reasons. Beach Party alongside VR-cation, and actually this is another one of those double arts, isn't it? With Beach Party and VR-cation.
Beach Party's not in System Update. Please tell me that's not true.
You'll have to go look. Didn't you play test the shit for months?
Okay, so like, listen, I'm a year and a half in the future, bud. You know, like, it's hard. You know, this is like a, you know, like that scene in Back to the Future when he goes back to the past or whatever, and he's like very confused.
Can you like just start rolling your eyes for like a lot?
I've done
just
it.
so people know.
I'm already there. I'm already there.
Keep going, Eric. Yeah. Keep going, Eric.
But it's just like it's hard because, you know, I'm fucking thinking about. They haven't spoiled the name of the cycle. It's called Bashes, just Bashes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay, I'm you know, knee deep in the Bashes trenches, you know, shoveling muck, trying to get this thing working. And then it's hard to like think about Gateway because it's like, fuck, man. Gateway was finished playtesting like September. A while ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was just before Worlds was when we like. Yeah, it's just me getting all the bashes. Every good card, my fault. Every bad card is June's fault. So that's how bad.
And Jeff's fault. Thanks for joining, Jeff.
Yeah, and Jeff's fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean,
look, I think again, I know it's an easy thing to say, but they are good staple cards. As you said,
but good staple cards are good. Like shape it.
Yeah, exactly. Boring workhorse econ cards like Account Siphon, boring econ workhorse cards like Temi J. They don't change the meta, but you know they do a lot of work.
Well, it's like if you have a faction that fucking blows ass for a year and a half, like the way to save that faction isn't to put straight up busted cards right away, because what happens is like you just Anarch and Criminal's just gonna play those cards. The way you like the Basher Shaper cards are fucking disgusting and like they are insane and lovely and wild, but like you need cards like VR-cation and Creative Commission in this set to like, you know, you can't build a house if you don't have a foundation.
Speaking of...
So we all agree. 10 out of 10. Great card.
Speaking of playing another faction's cards, there had been a spoiler for the next card in Core Set, I believe.
I love this artwork.
Look
Yeah.
at this art.
Anarch's been playing Conduit for years.
Oh, yeah. Can you go back up for a second?
Sorry, what are we doing?
Look at Nisei having an actually effective watermark for once. Good job, Nisei.
Flames coming out the back of a rocket. Yeah, it's
It's
literally...
very cool. It's got that
super
geometric
cool.
kind of virusy shape, some tendrily things. The hands with a flower, that's just classic shaper. I don't know what it's doing there, but...
This is a Liga art.
Oh, yeah.
Liga? Liga?
Liga. Schmiedel... I'm not going to attempt the last name.
Yeah. Okay. Can you explain to me what's happening in this art?
Well, it's Conduit.
Ed, you go
isn't it?
first.
It's a Conduit.
I go... It's
So
a
What we've got is a conduit rocketing towards lotus bloom in someone's hand. And
people in the chat are saying it's the...
It's
how...
Eaching
conduit.
hexagrams. Exactly. So, the thing about medium. Do you know what a medium is, Eric? Have you ever had a medium?
Like someone read my fortune?
Yeah, someone to
I don't
talk to the
need-
spirits, man.
No. I don't need my fortune read because my life's already cursed as fuck. Like, I already know where I am.
Yeah, there you go. So a conduit, I think, is one that they retook the theme. What's another word? Oh, a medium. A conduit to the spiritual plane of hands and lotus flowers in hands. Yes, exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing data lines going into the hexagon thing. You
So,
got-
like, the flower is an offering?
I have no idea. I thought the
Well, no, but I mean,
flowers- I thought
that makes
those
sense.
had flowers.
Well, if the flower is an offering, then, like, the output is the flames. Or the lines, data lines.
Yeah.
So Phil, French corner. I thought
Yeah.
conduit was French for drive.
Conduire with an R at the end would be drive. Conduite would be more like a conduct. How are you conducting yourself?
So it's the conductor's driving. If I'm getting this right, the conductor's taken medium for a drive.
But I think, like, the conduit thing is, like, I think in some sense, the conduit is, like, it makes sense if it's sort of, like, East Asian, because isn't Tao, like, oh, man, I'm gonna get fucking raked for this one. But isn't
Tao is
Malaysian? He's Malaysian?
Malaysian / Chinese.
/ Chinese. Okay, so he's half and half.
Sure.
Or wait, Filipino / Chinese, maybe.
Filipino, I believe. Yeah.
I think, you know, it makes sense to me in sense because, like, conduit works well with Tao. It would make sense to me that, like, you know, his marquee program is also East Asian.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hence the lotus, perhaps.
Hence the lotus. It's good.
There's a
It's
lot
good
of
art.
Chinese- And Kisra's saying there's lots of Chinese folks in Malaysia.
Well, there you go.
Isn't this Ayla's program because flowers dead stock?
She doesn't have a monopoly on flowers. There's a lot of flowers in the world. Like,
Certain
you know.
flowers.
About flower sermon as well. Another flower card. Quite a lot of flower cards actually. Team flower, not as well represented.
Nisei's-
Team cat and team dog.
Nisei's been captured by Big Flower.
They just keep pushing it.
SMC's
And here we are
S-
with a
SMC's
sick
a
fucking
flower
card.
as well.
Look at this.
Yeah, we've got conduit. Oh,
It's just a medium that you have to click to use now. So it doesn't work with run events. That's fine.
Yeah, so a couple things about this. So unlike old medium with the successful run. So, like, for what? Okay, functionally, this is very similar to medium, except it doesn't work with run events.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But let's actually discuss, like, some of the differences. The first one is that medium gave you the counter on successful run and accessed cards equal to number of counters -1. This one, the run gets the counter gets put on the card after the run is over. and when you do the clickability, you access cards equal to the number of virus counters, so it's a lot easier to read. This costs 4 instead of 3, and it costs 4 influence instead of 3 influence.
Accurately described, Eric. Thank you.
Well, don't freaking meme on me like I'm right. I'm right.
Yeah, it's great. I think this kind of paved the way for basically neutral sim hack to exist, because I don't know if it was play tested where this was just triggered the same as medium, but I could see it being a bit too strong if you could just overclock repeatedly with this installed and get the extra accesses. So I enjoy what they did, with it can gather the counters without the clickability. You can use powerful run events on R&D and get it stronger, maybe force a purge, what have you. But to actually use the multi-accessibility, you have to commit to it. Great design.
I'm trying to think if I have any actually good playtest stories relating to this card. I'm trying to think for a second. This card is good. I like this card a lot. I mean, it's obviously very powerful.
I think it's particularly good in Tau with
it's
because you're moving your ice, you're creating a weaker R&D, you're accessing a bunch of cards, pantograph, fires, because you've stolen an agenda, and you lay something down, and it just gives you forward tempo.
For sure, the dream is they score something on their turn, you pantograph this out at the end of their turn, you switch an ice, they can't afford to res on R&D, and you just go to town. And then the next turn, do you force a purge? Do they try to build their board state? It puts them in a jam, right?
And did you playtest this card?
I did, yeah.
I think the big difference, I'm trying to remember actually, because this concept was, I think, in the set for a while. It was basic. I think the big difference is it used to only be able to use once a turn, like Stargate. I think was the big change.
Right. Yeah.
And then
I think the influence went up as well, I believe.
Yeah, the cost was lower, the influence was lower, and you could only use it once a turn, like Stargate. And I think at some point, I can't even remember who it was. I think there was a general feeling that let's juice it a bit. Medium's fun, Im's fun. We want a fun card. I want to fucking slam the conduit button. And so we took off the restriction, but then all the costs went up too.
And the fact is, it's not unique as well, so you can fire one conduit to charge the other one.
Yeah, I think the thing is the problem is
does that do anything?
It doesn't really do anything because so let's say for example you have 2 conduits installed and you run R&D. They're both going to get a virus counter, but you can only they're not gaining virus counters at a faster rate than one or the other, so they're going to stay the same. So clicking one is identical to clicking the other, and they also get purged at the same rate.
You could sell one to Aesop's, which sounds like a better play.
That sounds bad.
But I think the big thing is this is the sort of payoff for Tau in some sense, because you are going to put this on. You're gonna swap the shitty ice onto R&D.
Yeah.
And just be bada boom, bada bing. And then the other thing is as you start scoring agendas out of R&D because you're you're conduiting them to death. The Tau swaps only get more common.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is going to be good. I don't think this. Yeah. I've been thinking about this. I don't think it will be played. I think this is probably going to be a one of in pretty much every shaper.
Yeah. Especially with SMC in the pool.
Yeah. I do not think. I also think this card's insane in Zaya, by the way.
Because you can get a big payday from it.
Yeah, because you can you can conduit, and then use the Zaya trigger on the last conduit run.
Yeah, that's sick.
To make a bunch of money. I think Zaya's complete conduit. I think Criminal might play a one of conduit, but I think it's up in the air. I would be very surprised to see Anarch play conduit.
Yeah.
You don't think Freedom plays it? Perhaps.
I this is like okay. Just because a card has virus counters doesn't mean it goes in freedom.
But let me explain why. Because if you can find the influence for consume, you can find the influence for conduit.
4 is a number, Ed.
I think that the problem is you would rather be spending your influence in other places and just like pressuring an HQ.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really wish I could talk about this Crim card that's not spoiled yet. But anyway, it's gonna crack the whole game wide open. I think that there's other cards Freedom wants to be spending influence on in Gateway.
Potentially in Gateway, yeah.
Yeah, this makes me very excited to see what else is in the Shaper package for Gateway. You know, what icebreakers, what hardware they have that might support this. Looking forward to more scoop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Flavor text wise, just something we didn't talk about. My favourite flavor text of the 4 cards. You know, there's no water in the sea of tranquility, right? That doesn't mean there's no beach. Wonderful.
So true.
It's very true. It's delight. It's because they're on the moon.
Yeah.
Just
because you're on the moon doesn't mean you can't chill the fuck out.
Like it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you want to talk about Aaron's card?
I would love to, but I won't.
Yeah.
But we'll direct people in the right place to.
I think it got
or is that for tomorrow?
It got. Do you want to say it tomorrow? It got solved.
Did you guys do her puzzle?
I did. Yes,
I did.
That's what I was.
I did.
Direct.
I actually have it. I have it open right now. I'm like probably halfway there.
So
do we want to go for another hour and do the puzzle together?
Oh my goodness!
So
I would like to do. I would like.
I solved it. I solved it in 44 minutes.
I solved it earlier too.
Yeah.
Oh,
You solved it in 24. 24 minutes. What the fuck is wrong with you? What?
44.
44. Oh, that's about right.
I'm like 2 hours in and I'm still like not done. Wait, are you allowing yourself to Google things?
No.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I Googled, there was one about like a specific person I'd never heard about, and I Googled that person, and that's it.
No, I'm not allowing myself to Google anything.
There's
but you know this Scottish poet or whatever?
There's something you won't be able to answer, Eric, unless your knowledge of Scottish playwrights is extensive, which...
But you can just get that. You can just get that through process of elimination.
Sure.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If I don't know, if this is how regular crosswords work. If you don't know the answer, you do all the other stuff.
Yeah. Irish playwright equals Scottish poet. Absolutely.
Isn't that Shaw? Wait, how many letters is it?
Click on it. Just click on it.
I'm looking on the fucking clue. I can't see
it's not Shaw. It's not George Bernard Shaw.
There was some
very
clues.
Nice attempt.
Some very creative answers in here, I think.
Oh, I mean, Aaron is talented.
No doubt about it.
If you haven't had a chance to do the crossword yet, I've just posted it in the chat. Make sure you do. It's fantastic. You then get to see what the card is. It has been talked about in other places. I won't talk about it for now. Lots of Netrunner references. I learnt today a card called Alpha. It's not a card I've heard of before. I think
that's the answer. Holy fuck! I spent so long trying to fucking think of that. I was like, "What the fuck does first icebreaker mean?" I was like thinking in the core set. I was like, "Okay,
Kuroda's the first one.
Kuroda's the first one alphabetically." But that doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, I like Sanjay with what subtype is an all runner card types. I got that actually instantly.
Really? I put virtual down. It fit.
Oh no.
Yeah, I would have gone with virtual as well, but I had a couple of letters off it already.
My whole thing was a bunch of nonsense for a long time, and slowly I fixed it.
Yeah, it's good.
No, I think Erin's done a great job on that. Thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah, she's crushing it.
Yeah, and she said next year when she finishes top 4 at Worlds, she's doing a Sudoku to reveal.
Hell yeah!
reveal the card. Something really,
No.
really to look forward to for us puzzle solvers out
Love me some Sudoku.
there. And then finally, there was a scoop on green level clearance today, which I can't show you because my Discord's hiding. But again, go to green level clearance.
We'll never know.
Check out the announcements channel, announcing a gateway tournament with the pre-built decks. Phil, Eric, are you looking forward to playing in the green level clearance gateway only asynchronous tournament? 1 game per week.
Okay, so
30 card decks.
explain to me how it works.
So it's asynchronous. So that means you
Yeah.
play 1 game a week. One is court, one is runner. You play
Sure.
the beginner gateway decks only. No deck building. It is a pure test of skill. Absolutely no luck or RNG involved. And then at the end, you win a big prize. It's a free to enter tournament. Donations accepted. That will go into the green level clearance prize pool for next time. And yeah, we've got 34 people signed up already.
You know me, right?
I know you, Eric. I know that you need to prove yourself as a talented
Do you think
Netrunner
there's
player.
any chance I'm gonna play in this tournament at all? Like, what would you give me as % odds to play in this tournament, Ed?
90%.
You love playing with bad cards. I don't know what you have against this.
Yeah. That's my ideal Netrunner tournament experience. Is a multi-week tournament where I don't get the deck build. That is the dream, truly.
What if I told you that
I think he muted himself. Oh, man.
was in the tournament? Do you think you could be convinced to join the tournament?
You muted yourself, so I have no idea who's in the tournament.
no.
Yeah.
Oh. But Eric,
It
they put up the challenge.
was so mysterious.
Like, is Pin
Phil.
still playing?
Phil,
Wait, is Pin Phil? You playing in the tournament?
I'm not
Well,
going
I'm
to use.
tempted to now.
Sorry,
Like my
I'm Eric.
favorite.
I am not going to use names of other Netrunner players to goad you into playing this tournament.
Okay.
That said, it's an opportunity to prove yourself against some of the best players in the world on a level playing field.
Who do I need to prove myself against? Am I like the only person I'm concerned is better than me is Pencil, and like, it's like, listen, fine, he can have it. He's really good, but like, I'm not like concerned. I'm pretty lit at Netrunner, win most of my games. Am I like? Are people saying I'm bad?
Phil, are you going to be playing in the tournament?
I'm absolutely going to be playing in the tournament. Unlike some other bads on the stream, I love limited card pool formats. That is my jam. I cannot tell you how many games of Core 2 only I played. Several games of that format. It's hitting all the good spots.
I will say that the start. I think Green Level Clearance should run a startup tournament eventually.
Green Level Clearance are running a startup tournament. So Green Level Clearance, originally the home of startup, before it was famous. So we've been running modded tournament for several years over there, which is where Nisei took their inspiration for startup format. Jeff is running a tournament over there as well.
I don't like startup, but I think startup's great. It's just not for me. But I would encourage everyone to play startup. It's lit. It's fun.
Jeff
also
just posted in the chat. There's a startup 1 day tournament on the 10th of April. That's 410. And then Green Level Clearance around that time are then going to be doing a weekly tournament.
Isn't Jeff doing a single-sided Swiss Gateway standard tournament?
I believe that's on the 3rd of April, but maybe Jeff can confirm that.
Okay, wait, when is April? It's after March, right?
2 weeks?
I love
3
this.
weeks?
I love this.
Yeah, 2.5
April.
weeks, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to play in that tournament. I booked Work Off.
Gateway only?
Well, no, it's Gateway Standard.
Is it Gateway Standard, that tournament? I thought it was a Gateway only tournament. Wait, what?
I mean, it better not be.
Standard. On the 3rd of April is going to be a standard tournament. Oh no, what have I signed up for?
Oh man.
Ed, welcome to the fucking Thunderdome, dude. If you thought it's gonna be, I've been perfecting my craft. I'm gonna bring some fucked shit to the tournament. That's the plan, as always. I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
I'm gonna be begging for decks, and that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can hook you. I can hook. Yeah, I gotta. You listen. We don't get fucking paid to playtest, dude. I gotta cash in where I can. But yeah, if you need decks, hit me up.
I will do. I will do. Thanks, Eric.
Anyway, if anyone wants, slide into my DMs.
Anyways, I'll be in the startup waiting pool with all the kids. Don't worry about it.
The waiting pool. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Did you talk about Titan being banned?
I have. Have you got anything to add on Titan being banned?
Is it your fault again?
Kind of. It's not just me. It was a lot of people.
No.
I think, the Titan ban, I know this is like the thing people like literally don't want to hear, but like you have to trust, like you have to see the cards in Gateway and then you'll understand why it happened.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, the reason it was banned was not because it's just sort of like one of those things we identified early in playtest. It's like we have like Gateway's got some fucking slappers, and the problem is those cards are so lit. It completely like it just makes the Titan deck absurd. Yeah. And so there was just a decision that basically like, listen, it's either tight. Like we're not gonna. Why are we keeping around Titan, which is gonna rotate in like bashes to stop us from printing all these lit AF cards in this, starter set. So we just sort of made the decision it's going to be Titan had to get the X. It
got to the point where I think it would be like 3 or 4 cards getting banned or Titan getting banned, and even then it was looking a bit suspicious.
I like banning something that's had a lot of time in the sun, long history of winning games it shouldn't have. Just get a straight up ban to open up some space, open up some design space for other cards. I like that. I think that's a good design theory on there.
Yeah.
And by the same measure, Game Changer not banned. Thoughts? Obviously.
Oh fucking every time someone complains about Game Changer, every time someone complains about Game Changer, an Angel gets a wing. It's the fucking dumbest. I mean, like, listen, if you don't like playing against Game Changer, that's valid. I can't tell you how to feel. So, if you really dislike Game Changer, that's your prerogative. Was it a meta? Like, I'm going to say this. People get tilted when I say this. The deck that won Worlds was not a good Corp deck. It wasn't good. It won because people had no fucking idea how to play against it. It did not surprise me that deck picked up no tournament traction after Worlds. And that's not to say that Limes obviously played very well, obviously made a great meta read. His Corp deck being bad isn't a commentary on like him or his win. Obviously he did really well, but like the deck wasn't good. It's like, never mind the fact you stone cold lose to Artist Colony. If they install Artist Colony, you concede. Because you forfeit every single agenda you touch. Yep. Fail to find, so you don't have to pull anything from your deck. You can fail to find as long as you have at least one card in your deck. You forfeit every single agenda you touch, and they can't win the game ever. And your deck loses. I don't know. To me, I think there will probably be some sort of Spombo Game Changer deck in the Gateway meta. But I disagree, Man vs. Trees. I think it's like, listen, if you're going to bring a deck to a tournament and it loses to like a certain, like let's say 60% of the field, like is that good? Like the deck shits on Reg Crim with no interaction. To me, that seems fine. If I built a deck in testing for Worlds that its whole prerogative was just to like, clap Crim. It was like Rig Shooter Blue Sun. And it's like, the problem with that deck and the reason I didn't play it at Worlds is because you just folded to Anarch and Shaper.
Yeah. Sangre,
talk
in the
about
chat.
Netrunner. Oh my god, I fell asleep.
I just think I don't know. I'm just tilted. Like the game changer thing. I think it's like there's a lot of tech for it. Imp, Stargate, Artist Colony. I think all of those will be played in some sense. There's some gateway cards that are good against it. But yeah, so I think it was good that it didn't get banned.
I'm all for a diverse set of decks at any tournament in the meta, and I think it's fine to have Game Changer around. And if you don't like playing against it, learn how to play against it. I'm not saying I do myself, but I know I could.
I think also like the other thing is listen. Comboing on people is lit. I want a fucking style. I want to do the kickflip. Game Changer is a kickflip card. I'm here for kickflips.
Yeah. Phil, come back.
What's up?
Hi.
I was just enjoying the rant.
Game Changer.
I'm fired up.
Over.
I fucking get so tilted about it. God.
It's fine. Clot's back in the game forever now. It's whatever. It's a fun deck. Go have fun with it. Go have fun with your Artist Colony deck that 100% counters it. I'ma be having fun with my own shitty decks in my own corner. So whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, Phil?
You want to take this Shawinigan handshake quiz before we go?
Go on then.
Go on then.
Oh, sorry. Hit me with it. Yeah. It's Shawinigan. I'm going to type it in the chat.
Shawinigan. Like if you're in Quebec, if you're in Le Quebec, you
Did I miss H?
You probably missed more than one H.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll put it in the chat. Just click on that. We'll see how sexually depraved you are. And I think we close on that.
Oh, this one. Is this the Shawinigan one, is it?
Shawinigan, please. Is it safe for work? I wouldn't open it at work.
Is it safe for Twitch? Am I going to get banned? No, this seems fine.
I'm kind of shocked you're not banned already.
For what?
What do you think the handshake was, honestly? Okay, skip all this. Just go to the questions. No one has time.
I have to go make dinner, but dinner. This was lovely.
I think I'm going to do this in my own time.
I have to learn to cook. I'm moving out. It's
Valentine's Day. Super cute girl who works at a cafe slices you a heart-shaped cookie.
Lovely.
What do you do?
Goodbye.
You.
Phil, Eric, thank you very much.
I can't believe that excuse. There's no word. Okay, scroll down a second.
Right, is there something you wanted to show me while we're still on stream?
No, I just want to know what you think of the Shawinigan handshake.
Shawinigan handshake.
You're terrible at quizzes. You're terrible at it. You're not even pushing anything.
Which one do you even want me to answer?
Here
we go.
End the stream. Cut the feed.